It's ours. Hello and welcome to this webinar. My name is Rainer.
My name is Nicoline.
And we're both employees from Aarhus BSS, which is the School of Business and Social Sciences at Aarhus University. I hope you are all here and ready to hear about the master programs that we offer at Aarhus BSS. My name is Rainer, as I told you. I've been working for the university 6 years now. I took my bachelor degree at Aarhus BSS, and then I took my master's at CBS Copenhagen Business School. But yeah, 6 years ago I came back. I'm now working as an international marketing and recruiter for Aarhus BSS.
Yes, and as I said, my name is Nicoline, and I've been working at the university for almost 4 years now. And for the past year, I've been working in international marketing and recruitment. We're going to do this presentation for you today, and the agenda you can see here. We're going to touch upon a little bit about Aarhus as a city, Aarhus University, the faculty of Aarhus BSS, the various campuses that we have. Then we're going to look into the various master programs, admission requirements, deadline, student life, the lots. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat function. You have to write them in English because that's the only language we know outside besides of Danish. So write the questions in English, please.
Okay, let's begin.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna give you a little brief introduction about Aarhus, Herning, and Denmark in general. Some of you might know Denmark, maybe you only know Copenhagen, but we are based in Aarhus, which is, you can see here on the map, it's based in the mainland of Jutland, which is the mainland of Denmark. This is where our main campus is situated, and then we have a smaller campus that is based an hour away from Aarhus in Herning. So yes, and Aarhus University is a fairly old university. We are founded in 1928, and we are a university that covers all academic disciplines. We're divided into 4 different faculties. The health faculty, arts faculty, science and technology faculty, and then the faculty of social science and business, which is Aarhus BSS, where we're from. Aarhus is the second biggest city in Denmark, and the population of students compared to the total population is really high. In total, we are 350,000 inhabitants, and around 25% are students. So we call it the #1 student city in Denmark. You'll experience that it's a very young and vibrant city, and a lot of activities of various different sorts for all of the students. In this picture, you can see one of our main buildings in the University Park, and actually the buildings of Aarhus University are awarded as one of the top 10 most important architectural icons in Denmark. So we call it an architectural gem. So you will be a part of a really interesting architectural history when you study in Aarhus. Here we have just some basic facts about Aarhus University. We are 45,000 students in total. Half of that is postgraduate, so 50% postgraduates, and we are approximately 12% international students, and we cover around 120 different nationalities. So we are a very international and diverse university. And specifically for the Aarhus BSS, the business school, we are approximately 16,000 students. So we are a big faculty. Yes, this is also different pictures from the university. The 2 photos in the bottom of the picture are specifically from the business school. Again, here also pictures from the business school. And as I said in the beginning, we are the #1 student city in Denmark, and this picture is to put an emphasis on that, because this picture is from the annual boat race that we host each year, where the different faculties build their own boats and compete sailing over the lake in the university park. And just to put an emphasis on the fact that we're a big student city, is that this event is not only the biggest student event in Denmark, but it's actually the biggest student event in the whole Scandinavia. And as you can see, people are sitting in the trees because there's not enough room. In these pictures are from Aarhus in general. I showed you on the map that we are situated near the coast. So we have very easy access to lovely beaches, forests. We have, in the top corner, we have one very important European art museum that is called Aarhus. On the left side of the pictures, we have pictures from one of the big festivals that we host in Aarhus, that's called Northside, and we have a lot of open air concerts, festivals throughout the year. As you saw on the map, we also have a smaller campus situated out in Herning, which is an hour away from Aarhus. In this campus, we have around 2,000 students, and here the population of internationals is actually 15% international students. So the environment out here is very international. Here you are able to be very closely connected to the professors, to the lecturers. The main white building in the picture is the campus, and on the top of the picture is actually student housing. So if you were to study out here in Herning, you'll be have very close access to housing, and when you live there, you'll be very close to the campus. You'll have 24/7 access to the libraries, to the gym, to the campus. So you are very close linked together out here. And actually, the white building on the right with the black ceiling is a place that we call Innovatorium. And this is a place where local startups have their own businesses. Smaller companies start here. So you have very close ties to the companies, and you have a very unique possibility of collaborating with the companies in this area. And then the far right corner, we have this is actually a piece of art that is called Elia. That legend says that once in a while there comes fire out of this art piece. We've never seen it yet, but maybe you'll see it if you come to Herning. Yeah. Just some more pictures from the campus in Herning. Then it's you.
Okay. Remember, if you have any questions, please write a message or send us a message through the chat, and we'll try to answer it. As I said in the beginning, we're going to talk more about the master programs that we offer in English. This is just an overview. We have all the master programs are 2 years. We have the corporate communication, which is focusing on business communication, corporate marketing and management. We have 2 master programs within economics management and quantitative economics. Then we have a 2-year political science. And then, of course, we have a mix between engineering and business, which is called MSc, Master of Science in Engineering in Technology-Based Business Development, which is situated in Herning. And then the rest, we have 13 profiles within economics and business administration. So just to tell a little bit about, I'm going to go through some of the examples of some of the master programs just to tell you about the programs. This is the MSc in Political Science. It's very flexible. I'm going to show you the structure of the 4 semesters in a second. But just to say, it's flexible. You can work as a research assistant. You can spend a semester abroad on exchange, or you can do an internship in a company or organization. And the good thing about this program is actually the Professor Kim Manema Sønderskov, is very keen on getting in contact with the students that we're talking to. So if you have any questions specifically regarding some of the electives or the course that we offer at Political Science, you can actually send him an email directly, ks@ps.au.dk, and he will be more than welcome to receive and answer your email. And the structure, all the master programs are 2 years and they're divided into 4 semesters, but this is definitely the most flexible one. This means that you only have basically one course that is compulsory. The rest in the second and the third semester will be electives, which means that you can choose the courses that you would like to go to and create the profile that you would like to. So if you want to focus on EU law in this program, then that's a possibility. And then on the 4th semester, you will write your master thesis. We have the Master of Science Technology-Based Business Development, which is a mix between engineering and business. The good thing about this is that it has a really unique collaboration with companies. It's actually the master degree from our bachelor's, which is we also offer in English, which is called Global Management Manufacturing. And this is, even though, of course, we are at Aarhus University focusing on research-based teaching, this is also very practical because we use a lot of our time in this program to collaborate with companies and relate the theory into practice. The structure looks like this. The first 2 semesters of the first year will be compulsory, and you have these fixed courses that you need to follow and pass. And then on the 3rd semester, you have the electives, or you can do an internship or go on exchange. And then again, on the 4th semester, you will focus on the master thesis. We have a fairly new MSc profile, Master of Science in International Business Development. So if you want to be an international business developer, this is a really new and exciting program. It will provide you with insight to innovation and optimization of a company's business and processes, as written here. And if we go to the structure, again, you will have the first 2 semesters where you need to follow these 6 courses and pass the exams. And then it's more flexible on the 3rd semester. The electives obviously consist of different courses that you can choose. If you want to have, let's say, combine these courses with marketing, if you want to have more marketing, then you can choose that. You can also do an internship if you want to do an internship together with the companies that we're working with, or take a summer course at our summer university, or study abroad on exchange. We actually have over 300 different partner universities all over the world. So if you are at the same time you're doing your bachelor or master degree at our university, you can also experience another city, another country in the 3rd semester. Obviously, in the 4th semester, you need to come back or make some arrangements when you are writing your master thesis. Okay. This is another new profile that we are offering. It started last year. So if you're interested in import and export, well, then this is the program for you. It's called Master of Science in Business to Business, Marketing and Purchasing. So these are the main skills or the areas that the program will go into, and the course program looks like this, or the structure looks like this. So again, the first 2 semesters will consist of fixed courses that you need to follow and pass the exams. Again, a very flexible 3rd semester with 4 different options. And then the 4th semester will be for the master thesis. Please tell me if I'm speaking too fast or if you have any questions regarding the programs. Okay, let's go on. So the special issue with Aarhus BSS and the requirements is that normally we don't look at your grades or your grade point average, but we look at very specific courses in your bachelor in order for you to qualify for the programs that we offer. So in terms of the Master of Science in Economics and Business Administration, the 13 profiles that I mentioned earlier, the main requirements are these. So quantitative and qualitative methods, managerial economics and operation management, marketing, finance and accounting, organization and leadership theory, and microeconomics. All these 6 courses are very important, and you need to have had them in your bachelor in order to qualify for the Economics and Business Administration profiles. It's really important that even though you don't have the same headlines, it's really important that you send us or you upload a course description in English, because then we can evaluate and assess whether you've had other courses with different headlines but with the same content or using the same textbooks, so we can actually add this as additional ECTS points within the above mentioned areas. Okay, so this is the most important thing when we're talking about economics and business administration. When we're talking about the previous program, let's say technology-based business development, if you have an engineering program, then you would qualify for that. For the political science, if you have a political science bachelor degree, then of course you will qualify for that. And if you want to get into the 2 economics master programs that we have, we will look at 5 specific courses in your bachelor in order to qualify for those. So at Aarhus BSS, it's really important that you have specific courses for the specific requirements in order to be admitted. Okay. So how can you apply and how can you be admitted? Let's go on with this. First of all, everything is online, so you need to apply online on our webpage by following this link. You can apply for up to 3 different programs, but it's really important that you prioritize. So your number 1 pick must be the one that you are most interested in, because if you meet the requirement for your first priority, then they will lock you into this and they will not look at the second and the third priority. So this is just, well, I think it's always like this, that whatever you are most interested in, you need to put that as your first pick. Okay. Besides the English, besides the specific requirements, you also need to take an English language test. And for us, don't look at the English level A, because we're just looking at English level B, which means that there are 3 different tests that we are accepting. So the TOEFL, the IELTS, and the Cambridge. And if you take the TOEFL, you need to have an overall score of 83 minimum. If you take the IELTS, 6.5 overall band score. And if you take the Cambridge here, you need to have minimum 180 points on the Cambridge English scale. So one of the 3 you need to take and upload the test results. I will talk more about the deadline and the timeline for uploading and applying later in this presentation. Very good. So just quick checklist. Obviously, you need to have your bachelor degree. You need to send in your transcripts or your records. And then, of course, course description in English, which is really, really important, because we will always assess individually of all the relevant courses that you've had in your bachelor, so we can find the courses that you need in order to qualify for the programs that we are offering. And yeah, documentation of English language qualification, the test result I've already talked about. Let's go on to the next. Yeah, everything, of course, must be signed and stamped by the issuing authority. Regarding the course description in English, you can either do the translation yourself or find a certified translator, but it's really, really important that you go back to your home university and make them sign or ask them to sign and stamp that is the correct translation of your courses. If, of course, they're not able to already provide this in English, but that's really important. Okay, we'll just hold on here. We have a really good question. Is course description necessary? Would an application be even considered without this document, or would it be rejected right away? Yes, it is necessary. It will not be rejected, but then again, you will not qualify if you don't upload it. So yes, the course description, it's necessary, and yeah, they will, after the deadline, if you haven't uploaded, not the deadline for applying, but after the deadline for uploading the documents, if you haven't done that, then you will just be registered as non-qualified applicant. So yes, it's very necessary to send in the course description in English. Okay, keep the questions coming, and we will answer them so everybody can hear what the answer is. But let's go on. These are the important deadlines. So as you can see, the application system is already open. The application deadline for the master programs is 1st of March, but don't wait till the very last day, because obviously the system will be overheated on the very last day. So if you're already ready send it in, and then don't worry about the 1st of March, which is the deadline. Between May and June, you will get the final answer, either the admission or a rejection, hopefully an admission, or you can get a conditional admission, which means that after 1st of March, you have applied for 1 or 2 or 3 programs, but you still need to take the English language test. Then you will get, and if you meet the requirements, obviously you will be qualified, but you will still get a conditional admission on the condition that you will take the IELTS, pass it, and then upload the test result to us. That could be one of the examples for the conditional admission. By 15th of June, that's the deadline to confirm the offer, the student admission. And then the 1st of August, that's the deadline for the language requirements, the English test results. And then by late of August, the last week of August, you should be there, because there we will have an introduction week that will start for all the students that will, for all the new students that will be there. And then around 1st September, you will start your studies.
We have a question about what happens if there are more applying students than seats. In this case, then we will look into your grade point average from your bachelor degree. Then you mentioned official translation in English. What if my course description is in Polish and my university doesn't want to stamp English one? If it's around 100 pages, it will cost a lot to translate.
Yeah. We've had these questions before, but unfortunately, we really need an English course description. So hopefully you can persuade or talk to the university to help you with this. But this is really one of the requirements that we need, an English course description. Yeah? Okay, so if you don't have any questions about the important deadlines, we will go on. So just to give you some contact information, if you have any questions regarding the admission requirement, the last question was pretty obvious or a pretty good question to send to our admission office, but probably their answer will be the same as I just said. But yeah, if you have the specific questions regarding the application process or the requirements, please send an email to ma.admission@au.dk or call them directly if you have time. You can find more information about the requirements on the web page, or you're more than welcome to send us an email, either me, Rainer, or Nicoline, and we will see if we can answer it. Otherwise, we will contact our colleagues from the admission office and talk to them about your specific question. Okay, now some other important information. I don't know if you know this already, but because you are part of the EU and you're EU citizens, there are no tuition fee at Aarhus University. Well, no tuition fee at all the universities in Denmark. So if you meet the requirements, you get admitted, no tuition fee because you're an EU citizen. And on top of that, you're even allowed to work part-time with a student job, but it's really important that you work between 10 and 20 hours a week, have a legal contract if you want to apply for the student grant called SU. Now, the student grant is not part of the university, but it's grant offered by the government, 150 euros per month. And together with the salary that you earn, you will have plenty enough to support yourself while you're studying. But it's really important that you work part-time between 10 and 20 hours a week. You have a legal contract before you can apply for the issue or for the grant, which is not a loan, but a grant. As you can see, the approximate living expenses is 800 euros per month. This includes the housing or the accommodation. I know some of you guys can probably make it for 600-700 euros, and some of you guys can probably do it for 1,000. So it depends on your standard, but this is just the average of the living expenses in Denmark. Find more information regarding housing. It's really important that even though we don't guarantee housing, you can still apply through the AU housing, and you need to do that before 1st of May. And even though you don't know whether you're going to get in or not, you still should do it because it's free, and you just reject it afterwards. I'm sure you have the same problem. All big university cities, the main challenge is housing. And when the semester will start, everybody will come, international and Danes, will come to Aarhus and try to find housing. So it's really important that you try to to do a search for housing or accommodation as soon as possible. You can find more information about all the information that we've given here on our webpage, or again, you're welcome to send us an email if you have other questions that you haven't written or sent to us through this presentation.
Any questions?
Okay. Yeah.
Then I'm just going to give you a little brief. Oh yes, could you repeat how much is SU granting?
I think it's around 750 euros, plus minus 50, 100 euros, depending on how much you earn actually per month. But again, this is not part of the university. So when you apply for the SU grant, it's a separate application, and it's important that you have a legal contract and that you work between 10 and 20 hours a week. But around 750 euros a month. I hope this clarified your question. Yeah.
I'm just going to give you a little insight on student life at Aarhus BSS from one of our international students. Oops, we have another question.
Does university offer free what? Free from payment programs of studying? How about students from other countries? I mean, non-EU members.
Well, there is no tuition for European citizens, and there will be tuition for non-European students.
So yeah, in general, the tuition fees for non-EU is 10,000 euros per month or per year, but that's non-EU. But for all the EU citizens, and hopefully you guys are all EU citizens, you will pay no tuition fee. Okay.
So I'll go on with this. It's a little bit of tips from one of our international students called Emina. One of the most important things she thinks about coming to Denmark is socializing. When coming to a new country, it's important to interact with the international students and the Danish students in order to get a good head start on being at the university and also being in Aarhus or Herning and in a new country. She also recommends you that you apply for student housing. These pictures are actually from our student housing out in Herning. Why is this important? It's important because if you live in student housing, you will immediately gain a lot of friends. You will get a lot of you will get like a sort of a whole new family, because you will be, of course, having your own room, maybe sharing a kitchen with someone, and you will easily get to know a lot of people from the beginning. These are pictures from Amina, from her city down in Herning. So where do they study? They study in different places. They study at the university. They study at the outside. They study at cafes. So there's a lot of opportunities for students. For studying, you don't only have to be in your dorm room. On the far side and on the right, all these are actually student group rooms at the university that you can book and have for a whole day when studying. This is again a picture from the canteen on the right, on the left, and on the right there's a picture of from one of the lecture rooms out in Herning. We didn't touch upon this part that much until now, but I mean, I think this is really a really big advantage for being a student at Aarhus BSS. We have a whole career and alumni center that can help you with getting a student job. They can help you with screening your resume. They can help you with preparation when you go to when you have to go to an interview for a job. The pictures that are in here are actually from one of our career events that we call company dating, where I think around maybe 70 or 100 of the biggest corporations in Denmark come to our university. And then you can sort of speed date them. You can go up to them and give them your resume talk to them about potential student jobs, or maybe graduate programs, or potential positions after graduation.
Maybe I can add that the Career and Alumni Center will also offer you help to find student jobs or even jobs after graduation. We have this job bank or system at the university where you can find all kinds of jobs. So that's also a big opportunity and a big plus when studying at our faculty.
Then again, here she wants to emphasize the amount of fun events or student events that we have at Aarhus BSS. Again, the picture on the left side is from the annual boat race that I talked about in the beginning. In the middle, we have actually from a big event that is our sports day that we host once a year, where students compete against each other or against the faculty staff in a huge sport competition. Yes. So these are her 4 main tips for you. Socializing. Be proactive during the studies. This will get you a really good head start in order to get a student job and to get a job after graduation. Experience a culture. This is I would say, a general advice for all international students coming to a new country. If you want the full experience, go meet the Danes and go experience a culture. And then finding a student job is also a really a good tip and a good thing for you. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Are the ECTS values strict? What if I don't have enough points from microeconomics, but more than required from finance? You want to?
Really good question. As I mentioned, maybe we'll just go back.
I'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
The other way.
Really good question. And we are a bit flexible with this, but let me just explain it while you can see the slide, because it's going to be really important.
Oh, too fast. Stop. Sorry. Here.
Okay. So your question is, if you don't have enough points from microeconomics, but more than required from finance. Now, as I told you earlier, the 6 specific courses is really important to have. Let's say you have all 5, but you only lack 2.5 in microeconomics, but you have all the rest. Then here we would be quite flexible about this. But if you lack 2.5 in microeconomics, 2.5 in marketing, 5 in one of the others, then that's going to be a problem. And obviously, we are able to find additional ECTS points within the above mentioned areas and add them, but only if you send in your course description in English. That's why it's really important with the course description in English, because you will probably have had other courses with different titles, but because of the content and the textbooks that you've used, we could use them and add them to this as additional ECTS points. So to answer your question, yes, we're very strict with the ECTS points, unless, of course, we're just talking about one subject and a couple of points. I hope this clarified the question. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we are at the part of questions now.
Yeah, so just keep them coming. I hope you found the presentation useful. If we forgot to touch upon any topic that you would like to ask about, please do so, because we're here now. Otherwise, you will probably be able to download, if you already haven't got the presentation. You will have our email address, and you can send us an email and ask your questions later. But yeah, we're here now. Yeah. How much time does the university consume? How much time do you have for a job? You want to answer?
Well, in general, we would say that it's a full-time job being a student, but there will be, it's not that you will have every day you will have like a full day from 8 to 4. Some days you will maybe have like from 8 till 12. Other days you will have the day off. It depends on the schedule. The schedule varies quite a lot. But in general, I would say you would have time to have a job, at least a part-time job.
A lot of students, not only international but also Danes, they will have student jobs either in the evening or the weekends. And as Nicoline said, depending on the course, some of them will only be a couple of days, and the rest of the week you will have free time, or you need to meet up with your student group or your study group, because that's a big part of the university and the big part of student life in Denmark, that you are doing your homework or your projects or your assignments in groups. You discuss them, you find different solutions, you solve them, and then you present them as a group for the professor and the rest of the class or the rest of the group. So it will be flexible, and you will have time to manage both being a full-time student and having a part-time job. Good question. And regarding part-time jobs, we just got this question earlier today. Is it easy to get a part-time job? Well, it depends on you and your profile and your skills. We have had international students who found a job within the first week, but we've also have had international students who couldn't find a job for the first year or the first 1.5 years. So it depends on you, how good you are with your communication skills and what kind of skills you have. Most of the students, international students, are working with within the restaurant industry, hotel, cleaning business, stuff like that. Yeah. Any more questions? Just remember, it's good that hopefully we've covered everything, since you don't have any other questions. But remember, the most important thing is the timeline and the deadline for application. 1st of March, that's the final deadline for our master programs. Let me just go through this, because this is the most important. So yeah, the application system is open now. Apply for the one program or the 3 programs that you're interested in before 1st of March. Apply for AU housing before 1st of May. You'll get the final answer between May and June. And then, of course, if you get admitted, be there by mid or late August, and then be ready to start your new life in a new country. And hopefully it will be a lifetime experience, not only on the personal level, but of course getting a top-class degree in a top 100 university. I think that's it for us from now. Thank you for participating. Thank you for the good questions. Again, just send us an email if you have more questions after this. But thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you could use the information that we provided for you.